Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends, and so glad you could attend. Come inside the tent, movie maniacs and my friends, as we take a look at the independent horror film called The Devil Frame. It's brought to us by a familiar name, Rob Sepulveda, who did a short film, The Year of the Ox, which we reviewed a while back. Well, he's got most of that same crew back to tell this story of Dean, a struggling artist who's got a number of vices that have gotten him into a lot of trouble, but he soon finds inspiration through a voodoo ritual that he witnessed, and he finds that ritual has ingrained itself in his psyche. Little does he know just how deep it has ingrained itself in him, and as he uses the images he sees from those rituals in his artwork, he finds himself descending further and further into darkness as his artistic fame and fortune rise, and we see how he loses that balance and gets further consumed and how that affects the people around him. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this story quite a bit. We don't get enough voodoo horror, I think, out there, so it was really great to see that being the subject or the core of this story. Now, Dean, the Dean character is played by August Lacey, and I hope I pronounced that right. If not, I do apologize, but I thought he did great in here. You feel his struggle, this especially in the beginning, how rough things are for him, and you get to feel how much he gets energized from his success, but at the same time, him kind of realizing that there's something maybe else going on, and also seeing him become a darker individual, and how that impacts people around him. Now, the people around him I thought were really well acted. We get Ron Fitzgerald showing up in a bit of a different character than we've seen him in the past, a little bit less leather. I liked that, though. I enjoyed that quite a bit, seeing him in a role that we're not used to possibly seeing him in the past, so it was great, and it was always fun to see him on screen, and I really felt for his character as well, and I was glad that he got a number of scenes in this film. Now, also Angel Rosario Jr. plays this very energetic bad guy, if you will, for lack of a better term. He's probably the bad guy of the film, and I really enjoyed him as well. He really got into it, playing it up as this guy who owns the club, and who Dean is kind of in debt to, and yeah, I really enjoyed his performance, and especially the scenes where he was with Dean. I mean, this guy played a pretty badass character, and then we also get a familiar voice, which I heard, and I'm like, is that really? And it was Claire Fluff Llewellyn, also lending her voice to this film. Yes, folks, if you like the Midwest indie horror films, you're going to enjoy this one, I think, quite a bit, with not only the familiar faces, but the subject matter and the production value of this film. Now, it is made on a limited budget, and they do run into a few challenges that a production of this budget run into, but not nearly as many as you might think. The audio was well done for most of the scenes, and the lighting as well. You could tell what was going on, and the colorization. There's a lot of colors in here. There are some special effects where at points it looked really good, and then in other points the special effects showed a little bit of the budget, so I'll give you that as well. But overall, yeah, if you like the indie horror films, I think this is going to be worth a watch. It's making the festival rounds right now. I'll put a link to their webpage so you can keep up on where they're at, if they're showing at a festival near you, and I have no doubt that it will eventually be distributed either by themselves, but hopefully they get picked up by someone. In either case, though, The Devil Frame is made for indie horror fans, and I think if you like that, you're going to enjoy it. I know I did, and I think you will too. So there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and listening to me ramble on about films. I appreciate your support quite a bit. Please subscribe, hit thumbs up, or do all those YouTube things that we ask you to do to help follow us so you can keep up to date. Please check out our Patreon. We are very cheap and got a lot of content there, so see that over there. And yeah, thank you so much for your support. Until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.